Look at this, the room is changing. The boar's head, this, the pumpkins. Oh my god. Screenshot. Boom. Alright, let's get back into it. And if y'all wondering why I was flying around yesterday, it's because my friend called, so I was just goofing around. But now we're back here, ready for work. Where the fuck did his brother go?
What were you and Ominous speaking about?
He's being ridiculous. Apparently Salazar Slytherin had a secret scriptorium here in Hogwarts. Ominous swears it was used for the dark arts, so he wants nothing to do with it. I reminded him that Anne needs a cure. This scriptorium could hold the answers we need.
The dark arts do pique my interest.
There's more to dark magic than people realize. The Gaunts know this better than most. Perhaps I've spoken out of turn. Ominous's family history is personal to him.
I'd like to know more about it if you wouldn't mind telling me. I won't repeat it.
Very well. But do keep this between us. Ominous learned dark magic from his parents. Are you familiar with the Cruciatus curse?
Isn't that the one that crushes you? I'm not.
What does the Cruciatus curse do?
It's known as the torture curse. Crucio. It inflicts intense, excruciating pain on the victim. Apparently, his parents and older siblings had no qualms about casting it on muggles for sport.
Oh god.
Ominous described the sound of the victim's cries as horrific, so the first time he was asked to cast it himself as a child, he couldn't bring himself to do it. As punishment, his family cast it on him. The anguish was so bad that when asked to cast it again, he relented. I have repeatedly assured Ominous that he did what he had to, but he still hasn't forgiven himself.
He had no choice.
How horrible. Poor Ominous. He was only a child. He shouldn't blame himself.
After that incident, the rift between Ominous and his family only grew. That is until I came along. Every moment he isn't at Hogwarts, he's with us in Feldcroft. Ominous trusts me. And more often than not, he winds up listening to me. I'll remind him of that when I follow up about the scriptorium. Watch for my owl. I'll have news soon enough.
That's what you brought me here for?
I'll make Ominous understand. He'll change his mind.
What the fuck? I'm gonna talk to her. Or him. Who the fuck knows?
Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade?
Glad you came.
God. She sounds so fucking awful.
Hello, Serona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgok?
I did, thank you. In fact...
Are you? Then I shall refrain from telling you to be careful.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something?
I do. I thought you might...
Okay.
I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle.
She's lovely. I've seen her a few times since... I wonder if you might... And you...
I'm just so tired of hearing her
Why
talk.
did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have
Fucking
your box of letters after all this time?
Man voice,
It's
bitch.
one of the few that I
Blah.
can't imagine what's in.
Blah.
You're welcome to take a...
Blah.
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dots are an ordinary precaution.
Okay.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
You'll find the hamlet just
Blah,
north
blah,
of
blah, 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 blah.
Please do give Dot my love.
Jeez, like, I'm accepting of the lesbians, or if a dude was like, oh, it's my husband, I'd be like, cool too, but I don't want to hear this dumb bitch talk. It's fucking annoying. Jesus. I don't give a fuck if I get canceled for that or not. Fuck it. She should have not been sounding like a man. Oh, she's a transsexual, so it's a woman. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Enough of this bullshit. Can I get in this house? No. Really? I'm out of Hogsmeade. I thought I'd be able to fly. Guess when I pass the gate, I will be able to. Did not mean to do that.
Something amongst us. What's this?
A
What
castle.
an asshole.
Must have been quite stately in its time.
By the way, I have all my good gear on, right? Like, I'm not like... Yeah.
Upper Hogsfield.
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
So are you a muggle? Why are you farming? I'll say this.
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aidan used to collect Horcrux for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some Horcrux for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Believe it or not, I have some with me.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aidan died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aidan took ill when he was collecting Horcrux on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather Horcrux and collect the box of letters there.
Okay.
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed, and yet remain the same.
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Oh, goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
Okay.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those Horcrux. I and the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it. Bardo Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Let's roll.
What are you up to now?
Who the fuck is calling me? I don't give a fuck. I don't know who that is.
This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned.
Oh my god, what the fuck, is that blood? Oh my god, it fucking is. What is this? Oh, there's some pork lumps. I'll take care of them later.
Leave the hawk lumps to Mrs. Sprottle, but I still need to visit the cave to find... Better have a look around, see if I can find that box of letters. That's all the hawk lumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased. Revelio.
A little bit better. There we go. Oh.
Lumos.
Shoot.
Reparo.
No.
Depulso.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, by the way, y'all, if I stop, like, just
Either I'll have to
playing,
fight that troll.
like, I'm gonna go get my laundry and do my laundry. Oh, shit, what the fuck? There we go. Done.
Good finger.
I need more attacks for this guy.
Incendio. Protego. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Defender. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Defender. Confringo. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Incendio. Defender. Protego. Confringo. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Defender.
Good.
Confringo. Incendio. Expelliarmus.
Shit.
Defender. Incendio. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Defender. Incendio.
Alright, so...
Revelio.
There we go.
Revelio.
Deep Snore, when I arrived here, I had trouble sensing... What? When I arrived here, I had trouble sensing that in many ways I wasn't like the other first years. I guess I worried about Hogwarts might not have been the proper place for me, and... Wait. Okay, and pondering sending an owl to my parents asking them to fetch me at almost before the first week of classes ended. How'd you know? I presume you're not secretly a legal men's, but I wonder that you seem to know my thoughts better than I did myself. That day in the Three Broomsticks when you spotted me, huddled in a corner and staring blankly at an untouched butter beer and an empty bit of parchment, my quill dripping ink woefully onto the floor, you came to sit with me. Well, I shall never forget. I recall a sudden sense of relief as someone had cast levitation charm on me. When you told me about how nervous you had been to come to Hogwarts, I looked at you and it seemed beyond my imagination to think of you anything but the confident, contented witch sitting before me. In the days that followed, I marveled at how you charmed in non-magical sense. I mean, everyone around you without an apology, embracing who you were and who they were. It was though, as a candle had flickered on for me, I realized that I could choose that path as well. Now that my school years are ending, the frightening first year, which I had been, seems worlds away. Damn. And I know it's because you saw yourself in that despairing creature in the corner of the pub and so generously extended yourself to her. Yours sincerely, Maribel. P.S. Please tell Miss Spraddle that I plan on visiting her and Miss Spraddle and Mr. Spraddle whenever I can for a delightful conversation. I am unashamed to admit her incomparable cauldron cakes. Okay. This I conjured this wee gift for you as a token of my gratitude. If you hadn't stood your ground on my behalf during Quidditch practice last week, I might have left the team altogether. And now we've won the Quidditch Cup. Ravenclaw House will not be the same without yours sincerely, Sean. Jesus, a lot of people love this woman. My dear Sonora, I've sent a note separately to dear Mr. and Mrs. Spraddle for the hospitality, but felt the need to put quill of parchment with my thanks for you as well. Let me move this way. What a lovely respite from the castle. I won't forget how we giggled about that ridiculous game. Did he truly believe he was singing, and Miss Spraddle's steak and kidney pie was simply glorious? Excuse me. I shall be dreaming of it for days. I so appreciate you including me. I fear I must warn you, however, this does not mean I will go easy on you next week's match. You know that Ravenclaw is no match at all for Slytherin this year. Most graceful this year is Philomena. Okay.
This must be Sorona's box of letters.
Just Verona, happy birthday, my darling friend. I sneaked into the kitchen and asked Finky to make your favorite cream crowdie. She was delighted to oblige, not sure where she got the raspberries at this time of year. Genius, Stefaniki, Bess.
I should take this box of letters
Dear
to
Mrs.
Serona.
Spraddle, Mother and Father were delighted to hear
back.
that you and I had spent the afternoon at Glad Rags last Saturday. Truth be told, I think my mother was ever so slightly envious. I shan't soon forget how heartily we laughed at my efforts to lace the bodice of my new dress, a challenge indeed, as in rather delicate practice of properly situating a hat pin without wounding either my hat or my head. But I adore everything that we selected, and I have to thank you for feeling like a marvelously fashionable witch. It was also a treat to dine at the Three Broomsticks without having to clear the tables. I shall own a place like that one day. Mark my words. I consider myself more than lucky that you and Mr. Spraddle agreed to let me stay. I know my parents feel precisely the same way. Yours gratefully, Sonora. Damn. So Sonora, this was hers.
I think that's everything. Serona will be glad to have this back.
Okay, but are we done here?
Revelio.
What is this over here? Why does it say there's a chest here?
Revelio. Depulso.
What? No, but what does that mean? What the hell? No, no, no. There we go. Well, hold on. What about Mrs. Sprottle? Didn't she want me to collect something? That does not sound comforting.
This looks intriguing. Wonder who lives here.
You're an idiot.
Shane Bardolph thought...
Excuse me. Did you say something about Bardolph Beaumont?
Oh, hello again. How nice to see you. And yes, I did. I was just worrying about Claire Beaumont's brother Bardolph. Only he's gone missing. Rumour is he was seen in the forest practicing dark magic. Saw him myself near some ruins with Rookwood's lot I did. I fear he got himself into trouble with the Ashwinders, especially if he made them a promise he couldn't keep. I'd help search for him myself, but no one will risk encountering Ranrock's loyalists. They seem to be everywhere.
Oops.
Do you think Bardolph may have simply run off?
No. Bardolph's run that shop with Claire his entire life. He'd not give it up for anything. He swore he'd be back in a fortnight. My instincts are that he's been held captive, or worse.
Why would Bardolph want to get involved with the Ashwinders?
Oh, he had a terrible run-in with Ranrock's loyalists. Changed him. He vowed never to feel powerless again. I think he sought the Ashwinders out to learn their secrets. Victor Rookwood, at least, seems somehow immune to Ranrock's loyalists.
Okay.
I can certainly look out for him.
Any help would be appreciated. You might speak to Claire first. Perhaps she has some insights that I don't. I can tell you that Bardolph was last seen in the forest wearing a particular woolen jumper, one that Claire knitted herself. Claire will be at her shop if you'd like to speak with her.
Yeah, but hold on, whoa.
Excuse me, Mrs. Sprottle. Any news on Bardolph Beaumont?
No, not this. I thought she wanted the things. No, hold on. Let's go do this.
This place has seen better days. Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade. Revelio.
These barrels contain popular whizzing drink butterbeer, served both cold and hot, and has a slight alcoholic content that seems to impact house elves much more than humans. Damn, clear house?
I'll say it again.
Oh
Can't
God,
thank you enough
shut
for
up.
helping.
Hello, Serona. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some hawk clumps for her Wiggamel potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you.
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aiden. I shall be the first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand. And not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprottles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through... well, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlick?
It is! Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter. She and I are of a similar mind, especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
One of the letters mentions Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years. Oh, Merlin's beard. I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aiden. Thank you, again, for helping her, and for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories. Folks still talk about you taking down that troll in the village circle. You certainly made an impression.
Alright, y'all. Talking to my phone. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna go get my clothes really quick, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna go put them in the dryer. I'll be right back. I'm gonna pause it so you don't have to hear this fucking woman-man talk. Actually, I'm just gonna run out of here. Get out of this fucking failed bar. That's why no one's fucking here. They're like, shit, we don't want to hear this bitch talk. Fucking, let me stop. Alright, I'll be back.
okay? Hello?
back. Damn it.